Tina with Two Chicks and a Cricut, and we're getting ready to do our March calendar, and this is everything that I'm going to use. I'm going to use Give a Hoot, and I'm going to use this new Cricut Classic font, and then I'm also going to use some of this kind of ribbon, and I'm going to use a Creative Memories punch, and it's a paisley punch. And then I'll be using my Gypsy and these color papers right here. And also I will be using my new purple Cricut Expression. I just got this. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to put this calendar page together, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so we're back with our calendar. And I already have a lot of the work already done. I've cut out a lot of things and stuff, so I'm just going to show you how I put this together. So this is for March, and I am using this paper from, this is from my Mind's Eye, and it is the Wild Asparagus paper pack. You guys know I love that paper pack. And so this is going to be very simple. This year, you know, I'm just doing my calendar pages real simple, simple layering. So I'm just kind of, I do this a lot when I'm measuring something. I just kind of eyeball it. And I'm just kind of folding things over, and like I'm not being like real perfectly accurate. Alright, so then I just have a 3.5 inch strip, and I have three, you know, I'm doing 3 calendars. So what I do is I design my first, with one calendar I design my layout, and then I cut multiple everything. So this, all this stuff that up here that I'm reaching for is going to be for all the rest of my calendars. So this is a 3.5 inch strip. And I'm just trimming it down so that it can go right here. And then I have a 2-inch strip that I'm going to put at the top. This is very similar to a layout that I've already done on video and showed you guys. This is a layout that I often use when I just need something quick. I just really like it. So then I have this small ink pad, and it is called Bamboo. And I just ink the edges. So that's going to go on the top. And I have 1 or 2 of these layouts that I often, like if I'm not feeling inspired or I'm having a hard time, I have 1 or 2 layouts that I just really love, and you know, like the layering of the paper I love, and they're real simple, and I kind of call them my go-to layouts, and they're just the thing that I go to when I'm struggling and having a hard time, and oftentimes it will kind of help me get back in the mode. And so this is one of those. Just some simple layering. One on the bottom. One on the top. And you guys try not to work over your project. Oftentimes in my videos, you see me just working directly on my layout. But that's just because my camera space isn't very, I don't have a lot of camera space to work with. And so I often have to just work on my layout, but you guys don't do that. Use your mat or some grid paper or something so that, you know, your surface is protected. So this is just a 5x7 piece of paper, and then this is just, I just took a 1/4 inch off each side. And then it's just like a cream color paper. And I recently, from Stampin' Up, I ordered their markers, their writer markers, like the whole set. And they're actually being delivered to Wendy's house. And as you guys know, I'm moving, so in a couple weeks I'll be down there and that's when I'll get the stuff. But I'm going to go back and this color paper kind of reminds me of the Stampin' Up! Colors, Certainly Celery or Certain Celery. And I'm going to add some stitching and some detail with those markers later when I have them. Like around the edges and stuff. Like, you know, you guys see that I do that a lot. So here's just, it's going to be a photo mat, and I'm going to put that right here on this side. Right here, and I'm just putting it in between both colors. So then I have, these are 2.5 by 2.5 inch blocks. And I've already inked around the edges. And then I have these 4-leaf clovers. And these were cut out from the Cricut cartridge Give a Hoot. This one right here. And I cut these 4-leaf clovers out at either 2.5 or 3. I think maybe 3. Because these were a little bit smaller than the ratio on them was a little bit smaller than I realized. So I believe they ended up being cut out at 3. And I'm just placing those right in those blocks with the little bottom part of it hanging off a little tiny bit. Use some. And I cuddle bugged these with my Swiss Dots folder. And then I just used some white ink and a dabber to go around the edges of that. And I just kind of did it real softly because I used more cream colors. I didn't want that real dark white. So then I'm just going to use my ATG gun to get these squares down. And then in my previous layout that I used this, I guess, sketch, previously I put Happy St. Patrick's Day right here. I used this area for my title, but because it's a calendar page, it doesn't really require necessarily a title. I'm just going to put another photo frame right here, and this is just a 5.5 by a 4 1/4. And I'm going to use this Blue Lagoon Color Box Chalk ink, and I'm just going to ink my edges. So next, I'm going to take some of this ribbon, and I'm just going to put it up top right here. So I would like to use my zip dry glue on this, but for some reason I got a bum zip dry glue and it was split right here, and so it's a pain in the neck to use. Okay, so after this dries, I'll snip off the ends of here, but I just want to let that dry so it doesn't shift it. So then I had a Creative Memories punch, and I punched out these little paisleys, and I'm going to put one here. And then I have this little journaling. This is what I'm going to use to journal, and of course I'm going to ink it with my bamboo colored ink. But I'm not going to tack it down quite yet because I'm not positive exactly if I'm going to write my journaling or if I'm going to type it, or like I'll have to attach my journaling to this somehow. So I'm not going to tack this down quite yet. And then I just have I did two little paisleys, and I added a gem in the middle, and I'm going to put my other paisley right over there. And that is going to be the top of my March calendar. So my picture will be able to slide right under the end of that. And then my journaling, I'm going to attach, I'm not going to attach anything on there. Take that back. So let me just show you what I did to this part of the calendar on the other one. So here's this. And like I said, once I get my Stampin' Up! Markers, I'm going to do some stitching on this. And I'll fill in my calendar part. And I just put a strip on the bottom. And then this was cut at 3 inches. And it is the new, recently released Cricut Classic font. And I really like this font. It's very simple, very, you can do it very bold. And so I really like, I wasn't sure I was going to like it. I got it with my purple Cricut and I wasn't sure I was going to like it. But as it turns out, I really love it. So that is how my March calendars will work. So let's check in with Wendy and see what she did for March and how her calendar pages are coming along.
Hi everyone, it's Wendy. Okay, so this is my March page. I love, 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 love it. I used Designer Calendar to cut March, the word March. I used Walk in My Garden to cut this cute little caterpillar, and then I used my Stampin' Up! Bright marker, yellow one, to Daffodil Delight, to do the edging and to do the like his little in-betweens. This paper I got from Tina. I love it. And then these were also cut from Designer Calendar. And then I just inked the edges, of course. So that is my March page. I really love the way it turned out. I think it's adorable. Bye everybody.